Hello guys, I hope you guys are having a great day and welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle. If you're new to this channel, thank you for subscribing and welcome to the family. So today I already assume by the title of the video that you know what I'm gonna talk about. Guys, I always wanted to share with you my experience moving from my country to America. Well, and I am from West Africa, especially from Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast. So I moved here in January 2016. I never traveled in my life. Not having a phone and not speaking English was one of the hardest things that I had to experience, but thanks God I was able to make it. So my first time taking an airplane was from my country to Belgium. Thanks God that in Belgium they speak French, so I didn't have a problem with people or asking any question. I arrived in Belgium at 5 a.m. and my next flight was at 11 a.m. So I went to the reception and then there was this guy there, so I asked him, je veux savoir à quel moment mon vol, comment ça se passe et tout et tout, which means, hello, I want to know how things work here, blah. And he was like, where are you going? I said, I'm going to New York. And he was like, oh, you're going to JFK. I'm like, excuse me? I'm not going to JFK. I am going to New York. And he was like, yes, JFK. And I'm like, man, please. I'm telling you that I am going to New York. Where are you from? I said, I'm from Cote d'Ivoire. And he was like, okay, what is the name of your airport in Cote d'Ivoire? I told him the name of the name of the airport of my country. And he was like, exactly. You are going to New York and then the name of the airport is JFK. And I'm like, I didn't know. Well, I never traveled. That's my first time to travel. So yeah, he was like, no, it's okay. I understand. I didn't know that when you travel, you need to have a document that you have. You needed to have it on you. Me, I thought you only need your passport with your visa. So I had my visa and I had my passport. So I was like, okay, I'm fine. And then the guy was like, oh, where are you going? Where are you going? I said, I'm going to New York. He said, for what? And I said, oh, I'm going because I have a family there and I'm going for my school too. And he was like, okay, can I see your passport? I gave him my passport. And he said, oh, can I see your document proof that you are going to study? And I was like, yes, my passport, my visa. And he was like, it's not enough. I want the document. I'm like, what are you even talking about? This is my visa. This is my passport. Like, you cannot block me in Belgium. I'm going to New York. And he was like, yes, I know you're going to New York, but we need the document that prove that you will go to school. I'm like, what are you guys even talking about? I have the document, but my document is in my suitcase right now, and I didn't know that you need to have this document to travel, because I already have my passport, and people didn't ask for this document. And he was like, yes, ma'am, just step aside. And I was, excuse me? He said, yes, you gotta step aside. I'm like, I thought like that was a 5-minute thing that they would have resolved. But guess what, guys? It took me like we went from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, 10 minutes to 15 minutes, 15 minutes to an hour. And I was like, what is going on? And I start crying. I start panicking because I didn't have my phone to call my family here or my family back home to explain them the problem. So I'm like, how am I gonna fix it? How am I gonna be able to fix it? And I told the guys, I'm not lying. I got all my document, but my document is in my suitcase. That's my first time to travel. I didn't know. And he was like, oh man, we heard this kind of story so many times. So I'm like, okay, the only solution for me now is to pray. That's all I know. Pray. While I was praying, those people were trying to call here or the embassy or the school. I'm not sure who they were trying to call, but they were trying to call someone to make sure that I'm not lying. And thank you, God, that they were able to call whoever they were calling, and then that person confirmed that yes, she's coming here. She had her document and everything was fixed. And he was like, yes, ma'am, we sorry, blah blah blah. I finally get to the airplane. I finally find my seat. And then by that time, since it was in 2016, there was Ebola. And then they gave you this small paper. In this paper, they ask you if in the country that you're coming from, if they have Ebola there or not. I should have said no because we didn't have any case of Ebola there. And then there was this guy that was speaking French too. He was from another country from Africa, and he was like, "Let me see your paper. Let me see the paper that you file." I'm like, "Okay, here," and I gave it to him, and he was like, "Oh my God, you said you had Ebola in Cote d'Ivoire," and I'm like, "Did I say that? No, we don't." He said, "But that's why you said yes," and I'm like, "No, we don't have Ebola. No. Because I don't speak English, that's why." And I was confused, and he was like, "Oh, you need to change. You need to find another paper, or they will block you here." And I was like, "No. I don't want to get stuck here." We were able to get another paper for me to file, so I filed the new paper, and then here come another problem. In this big country, United States of America, nobody in this big airport, nobody were able to help me get out of the airport because I wasn't speaking English. You know, when you get to the airport, they will ask you questions. Why are you here for? What is your purpose? The fact that I wasn't speaking English was hard for me to answer. So I was stuck because my final destination was in New York. I needed to go to Minneapolis. So thank God that I met a girl that was speaking French. She was coming from France, and then she helped me. I was able to answer all the questions that they had for me, and then yes, and then one of my uncle was like outside and was waiting for me. I finally met my uncle, and then he took me to the next step, which was for me to go get the second airplane to go to Minneapolis. So I get to the plane and this is where another funny story comes. So somebody was sitting in my seat. I was like, I wasn't speaking English. I didn't know how to say to this person in English that, well, this is my seat. You are sitting in my seat. That's my seat. I didn't know how to tell her that. And then so what I did was I was like, "Hello, me, see, me, here." And she was like, "Excuse me." I said, and I was like, "Me, English, no, French." I was like, French. And I was like, "You French?" And she was like, "No." And I was like, "Me, here, me, place." And she was like, she started, "Oh no, that's not my seat, blah, blah, blah." But, I didn't know what she was saying. So I was like, okay. So what I did was I went to see the pilot, and I was like, "My place, me, no, place." And then he was like, "Oh, you don't see your place." I was like, everything that he was saying, I was like, yes. So he was very nice to me because he helped me, and then we finally found my seat, and I was able to travel. I arrived in Minneapolis, and guys, so I followed people that were going to get their suitcase, and then guess what? No, I was looking for my suitcase. I didn't see my suitcase, so I started panicking. "Oh my God, where's my suitcase? Oh my God, what is happening? I don't see my suitcase." There was this lady, nice lady. I went to her and I was, "Hello." She was like, "Oh, what's hello?" And I was like, "Me, no see my baggage." And then when she was speaking, I heard passport. So I gave her my passport, and she was able to read because I had all my plane ticket in my passport. And then she took my passport, and then she was like, "Oh, you had another flight." But me, I didn't know what she was saying, so I was just saying yes. So she told me to go to gate C. Me, I thought when she told me to go to number C, maybe I thought she told me to go get my suitcase. Guys, guess what? It was another airplane. And then there was this lady was like telling me that, "Oh, you're the last person. You're really lucky. Oh, you would have missed your flight." And then, am I doing the right thing? Like, am I going to get my suitcase? am I going to another, I don't know, am I traveling back home? What is going on? I mean, remember my uncle told me that I was able to meet my dad. So finally I arrived in North Dakota, and I think it was 7 p.m. and I saw my suitcase, the suitcase that I was looking for. I finally found it. And I was like, okay, if I see my suitcase, it means that that's my final destination. Okay. But your girl didn't have a phone. So how would I be able to contact my family? This is a problem. This was another problem. I don't speak English. It was only French. I didn't have a phone. So there was this nice guy that was standing next to me, and I was able to ask him. I said, please phone me calling parent. And he absolutely knew that no, I wasn't speaking English. So he gave me his phone, and I was able to call my family. And I was like, vous êtes où? Je suis arrivé, je vois personne. I'm here. I don't see anybody. Where are you guys? And then my uncle was like, oh, we're coming. And then he finally came. Oh, I was so happy to see him. You know, I was tired. It was cold. It was in January, and I live in North Dakota. It was snowing. You know, guys, I was like, oh my God, I'm seeing snow for the first time. I'm so happy. I was amazed by every single thing, the snow, the cold, everything. I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm in America. Ooh, I'm gonna live my American dream. I'm in America. When I saw my uncle, well, it was very emotional. I was happy to see his family. I was happy that I will start a new life. But also I was very sad. I was sad that I left my mom, my sister, my best friend, all my friends, you know. This is how I arrived to United States without a phone, without speaking English, and then yeah, and without never travel in my life. And then imagine someone who's traveling for the first time, and then I took 4 airplanes. So you guys can imagine how he was. But it was amazing. I was happy that I was able to experience all these, and I was very, very proud of myself that I didn't miss my flight. I was kind of scared a little bit, but everything went good, and yes, I was happy. And guys, I have so many story time about my experience in America, and I would like to share with you. So this will be the end of the story. I hope you guys enjoy my story time about me moving to America for the first time. And guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please subscribe to my channel. Bye.